bet it's a bullet gonna get the last laugh.
Tekken developers once again are picking up the pieces after they updated the game and then broke it. You guys remember probably like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, when they added Eddie into the game and then they wanted to nerf Devil Jin, Azuzina, they wanted to do all this stuff, right? And then they broke wall combos, the wall tornado, they broke the wall explosions, balconies. It was chaos. Everyone was complaining. We have another instant like that on our hands. This one is so much more ridiculous because it came in the form of a stealth update. Every update, they give us the patch notes and they tell us what they changed, what they did, this, that, and everything. But sometimes gaming companies in general, they leave out information that they change, whether it be so insignificant or whether it be they don't want to say it. And this time, it's the latter. Now, what's actually in this update? It's very confusing, which is why I'm going to break it down, but let's read it first. First one, it says account suspensions. April 25th, 2024, we suspended Tekken 8 accounts involved in malicious and unauthorized activities, including intentional disconnects, cheating, inappropriate customization, player names, chat messages, idling during online matches. If you mean to tell me if I'm playing an online match and then I forgot that I put something in the stove and I go run to catch the stove before it like catches everything on fire, I could be banned for that? What is idling during online matches? Okay, we're gonna skip past that. That's not even the biggest thing we have to worry about. What I will say about this, we don't know who was banned. Like I looked on Twitter, I looked on Reddit, I didn't see like any like notable names get clapped up. So maybe this is just hitting low level criminals out there being crazy. Now, I will say there's just been a lot of stuff that's been going on. Like someone sent me an account today where a Leo player was playing lower ranks to reach Tekken God of Destruction. Will they target someone like that? There was multiple different instances of people cheating, and I don't have time to make videos about every single one of them, but it's still a very prominent problem. So that's one part of this update, banning people. We don't know who, but they banned someone. The next part that had a lot of people upset, and this is the whole reason for the update, it says adjustments have been made to ranked matches and quick matches in order to alleviate difficulties matching users of certain ranks and Tekken Prowess. Those last two words is so important. We'll explain in a second. We'll continue to monitor and adjust the matching system as needed. Thanks for your patience and reports. For those of you who don't know, there was this underlying discussion going on over the past week. I was going to make a video about it when it first kicked off, but since it was a stealth update, we didn't know whether or not it was true. So basically what the developers did, you know how when you search in ranked or a player match for an opponent, it tries to match you up based off of the same rank. The closer the rank is to you, the more likely you are to get a match. But the developers, and we don't even know when this was implemented. I want to say maybe when they fixed the walls, or it could have been there for longer, like with Devil Jin. I don't know. But at some point in time, Bandai Namco, they stopped searching based off ranked and they started going based off Tekken Prowess instead. And it sounds like such a small thing, but it created a huge ripple effect of problems. One post here says, stop creating alt accounts to test the matchmaking system. Another one, did people start smurfing because of the matchmaking changes? Another one, new matchmaking is kind of absurd. Another one, so what do you think they'll do with the matchmaking? Another one, so they're going to revert the matchmaking change. The final one that I want to read, it's a meme. Tekken 8 is not it right now. Now let's talk about what was actually changed. The post that sparked this whole entire thing, it comes from Twitter, but it's quoting Reddit. It says, yet another L for Bandai Namco. No wonder they didn't even announce this. Looking at the post itself, it says ranked was silently changed to match based on Tekken Prowess. This is not a good change. First off, I think the developers should not do stealth updates of this sort, of this scale. Yes, you could fix some like UI issues and stuff and not say it, or, you know, loading issues and not say it. But to change the entire way that rank operates, I feel like that is not something you should be changing without explaining to players, because the fallout was huge. As we saw in those Tekken posts, people were really doing anything and everything, one, to benefit from it, but then two, to try to figure it out for themselves. Because there was a lot of debate on whether or not this thing is real or true, and there were some people who were saying, no, you guys are just tripping, and some people was like, no, I spent like 2 hours creating new accounts and doing this and doing that. And so it was creating a lot of issues. Let's continue reading. We're at the first sentence. It says, there was clearly a hidden rank change where you get matched based on Tekken prowess. The problem is that Tekken prowess calculations is nonsense. It creates a situation where some players, their match doesn't actually represent their rank anymore. Online changed completely overnight. I went from regularly getting pretty balanced matches against other blues to getting every match be against someone whose main Tekken God or higher. My highest is Kenshin. Now, for those of you who don't understand how Tekken prowess works, Tekken prowess takes many things into account to determine what your number is, like skill, for example, combo damage, blocking, punishing, sidestepping, throw breaking, all of that stuff, right? But the number one factor that dominates it is how many characters you play. If you play one character, your stats will be kind of normal. If you play two characters, your punishing and blocking and whatnot will be counted double for separate characters. And it only amplifies the more characters you play. You play 5 characters, your Tekken prowess is going to be way higher just because it's counting 5 characters instead of 1. So when you base the matchmaking off of that, your prowess will be super high because you're playing multiple characters, but that doesn't necessarily mean your skill is that high. So you'll be put up against people who have a higher base skill because your prowess is so high, and you basically will get steamrolled online because of it. Let's continue reading. It says, this is because my Tekken prowess is high. I was in the character crisis and ranked up multiple characters trying to find a main. Doing this skyrocketed your Tekken prowess. Just like I said, it's now usually matches me against people ranked significantly higher than I have been. Queue times are extremely long now. No matter what rank I play, that's because instead of trying to match me against other people who's my rank, matchmaking specifically tries to match me into people in ranked with 250,000 prowess, which is a tiny subset of players, which is true. That's one thing I want to highlight too. In Tekken, you're allowed to choose your rank restrictions. You can have it very tight and only fight the people who's the same rank as you, or you can loosen it however you want to make it where you can fight anyone. Now, some people do take advantage of that system, but still, it's a pretty good system because if you balance it right, you can have a pool of like 10 ranks that you could possibly go up against. Where Tekken prowess 250,000, like this says, how many people are at that? And even if they are at that, it's still factoring in ranked. So you have 10 ranks, but then how many people within those 10 ranks are 250,000? It's a horrible way to do it. And I don't know why they thought it was good, one, but then why did you do it in a secretive way? To continue reading, it says, this all means if you rank other characters, you are heavily punished. This system will prioritize people who are significantly likely to be better than you, and you get much longer queues. Getting Tekken God is obviously much harder than getting blue 5 times. Matching based on prowess is awful because it can't make this distinction. Matches are frustratingly unbalanced and the queue times are atrocious. So this is the post that basically caused everything to go ablaze. Well, not really the post, this is just the post that realized it. But then once this post went out, like I said, everyone else went to one, see if it was true. Let me create a new account. Let me see if this Tekken prowess matchmaking is true. And what that does is, one, you have a lot of people creating new accounts, and that's gonna like jack up the statistics. That's gonna jack up people who's at lower ranks, struggling or learning the game. You now have a Tekken God of Destruction trying to figure out how ranks works in that group of players. It's a horrible experience that they created simply by trying to implement this. But the moral of everything, the last thing that I'll say is they cannot continue to do this. They cannot continue to put updates out that cause chaos and then they revert that change. Twice now they did it within the first 3 months, and they barely even, see, this is the thing, they barely even are changing the game, yet they're causing chaos. When they do that big update in April, just imagine how much they're going, or in May, just imagine how they're going to break the game. Like, I don't want to talk trash about Tekken anymore, but they are just continuously fumbling. Everywhere you look, it's just like,
How did they think that was okay to even put it in the game? I'm so sick of this fucking company. They're trash! Fix the game! It sucks playing the shit! And I'm fucking addicted! So I can't quit!